everyone, this is Ashley Howard with Ashley Howard Teaches, and I'm so excited. This is week 4 for CC Tutor Planning Cycle 1, 5th edition. If you are new here, I'm a mom of 5 precious children. I love homeschooling and I love helping equip tutors to get ready each week. So I will do a video through week 24 and I hope that you enjoy it. Please hit that subscribe so that you don't miss a week. So let's start with geography. So for geography, I grabbed these little jewels. Now you might have some Legos at home or some sequins, something small that you can use as a manipulative for your map. It's always fun to bring out something new each week. They enjoy it. It's kind of like a little surprise for them. So we start with Hattusa. Now Hattusa is a little dot on our map, but it's on Asia Minor, which looks like a hat. So I like to tell them to look for the purple hat and then find the dots. So we'll put our jewel on Hattusa. And then we will move to Asia Minor and move to our different locations on our map. So they really enjoy using these little jewels as a fun little manipulative. So for geography, next we will trace each location. And then after we've traced it, I like for them to make shapes on that. So that way, if they already know where these locations are, I might go out of order and tell them to put a smiley face on one and a diamond on another so that it kind of fixes it up. I also love for them to put their maps down and for them to look up at me because sometimes they get so excited about drawing that they stop paying attention to the map. So I say, everybody put your maps and your pens down. We are gonna say them together. So we'll go through and we'll say Hattusa and I'll say, now your turn. And then we'll go through Asia Minor and the rest of the locations. So that's something that I have found to be very helpful. Now, moving on to math. So math, we are doing 7s and 8s. So for 7s this week, we got out our shakers and we start to sing our 7s. Now, I like to go really slow, so I don't start with the CC song because it's too fast when they're first learning. So we'll start with going really slow and we'll shake them and say them with them up high and then shake them with them down low. And then they also love for us to throw it in the air and catch it as we say our numbers. And then as we go along, we might say pick a partner and you're gonna throw this back and forth as we say our numbers. Now that might be too wild and crazy for your class. You know your class. So if that doesn't work, you can practice sitting down and we'll pass the shaker along to each other. So using these shakers has been a game changer for me. We shake them fast. Let's sing them really fast. And they love competing with themselves. Do you think you can say them faster? Let's shake them faster and say our numbers faster. And so we'll go through and do those a couple of times. Then we'll get out our number cards. We'll point to each number. These are the number cards. I am a visual learner, so I love to see these numbers out there. And I think it's great for them to point to the number as they go along. Now, sometimes what I like to do is bring some silly socks. So they get to put their silly sock on, and I might have some little puppet eyes. You don't have to do that, but they can point to each number as they go along. Or maybe some silly mittens, those cheap $1 mittens that you can buy, and they put those on and say their numbers. It just makes it a little more exciting as they go along. So another fun one to do is like a hot lava game. Now, we're not really playing a game during our skip counting, but I tell them, okay, the floor is lava, and I put some different colored paper out, and they can't skip count, and everyone has to stay on one of their lava pieces. So that's another cute way to make it fun. So then we will move on to 8s. So a fun one for 8s is for us to do wall touches. So what I mean by that is you turn around and I might put a piece of blue line where they have to jump up and touch over that line, but all they're gonna do is jump up and touch the wall as high as they can. And they say their numbers as they do wall touches. Now we are going to say our 8s, jumping up and down. Okay guys, now we're going to say our 8s and we're going to bear crawl around the floor. So we pick a few different one of those. Those are fun. I also love to put a line down the floor out of blue tape, out of painter's tape, so it doesn't mess up any flooring, and we jump side to side over a line and say them. So I love to write, and now some people might not like to do this, but I love to write in my foundations guide, and I just write the tune, maybe what we're doing. I know some people have great planning guides, but for me it's just so quick and so easy if I just write the tune of the song, like Father Abraham, and if I say, we'll do jumping jacks, and I list them real quick under there. And you know what else that helps with is that when I tutor later, I can look back and I already have my tutor plan for that week. So, and I don't have to look for some notebook someplace. So that's kind of a fun way to keep track of everything. So for our history sentence this week, we are doing 7 wonders of the ancient world. So we get our 7 fingers out, and then for ancient world, we're going to circle around our chin. Now this one has some fun hand motions. They love these. So for pyramids of Giza, we make a triangle above our head and we get on our tippy toes. So we say the pyramids of Giza, or hanging gardens of Babylon, we shake our arms like this. And for Temple of Artemis, we are going to make our temple like this. Now, when you look at the pictures of statue of Zeus at Olympia, he is sitting down and he is holding something like this, and the other hand he has something like this. So I have them squat and do like this. You might just do like this so that it's easy to remember. So we say statue of Zeus at Olympia. And then for Pharaoh's lighthouse, we go like this, and we make a bright light everywhere. So I tell them, shine your light. So Pharaoh's lighthouse at Alexandria. And then for Colossus of Rhodes, we have a statue, and I tell them, okay, we have to be super serious. And I just make it fun and silly. So those are hand motions for history. So those are really fun to practice. I like to practice 2 or 3 times before we get the song. And I just encourage them so much when I see them doing a good job and practicing it, and I try to make it fun and silly and get my parents involved too. The more people they see excited about learning, the more excited they will be. And then we play the song for history and we sing that through. Each song goes through 2 times in the song. So that gives us 4 more times of saying our history sentence. So that's a great way to practice history. And now we will move on to English. So we are still doing our prepositions, and if you've watched the former weeks, I told you there are some wonderful videos for these prepositions. There's a fun dance, a fun song. So I will leave a link in the description below so that you can find those songs. They also have it in slow motion, and that was not there when I first learned it, or I didn't see it because I had to rewind so many times because it was so fast. But it's great for remembering those prepositions. So I highly recommend that you go there. So for science, we get to do our hand motions, and animal cell and plant cell are just a little bit different. So I like to point that out to them because I think it's fun for them to know that they are all the same for the animal cell, but plant cell has 2 more. They have the chloroplast and they have the cell wall. So I think it's kind of neat for them to see that difference. So I like to point that out at the beginning, and then we go through our science hand motions. Now they are very similar to the week before, but we will add in the chloroplast and the cell wall. So for nucleus, we will make a big circle. For cytoplasm, we'll put our big eyes on. And for vacuole, we will pretend like we are vacuuming. For mitochondria, we'll put our big muscle arms, mitochondria. And for cell membrane, we'll point to our brain. So we'll say cell membrane. For cell wall, we will get really straight and tight like this for cell wall. And for chloroplast, I like to do like this, chloroplast. And then for our Golgi bodies, we're going to shake our arms and shake our legs and go down to the bottom to the floor. So those are some neat hand motions to try for science. I like to go through those again a couple of times. So I like to do this to the song Buffalo Gals, to this tune. So how it will go is nucleus, cytoplasm, vacuole, mitochondria, cell membrane, cell wall, chloroplast, Golgi body are some parts of a plant cell. So it's always hard for me when somebody tells me a tune and I can't figure it out how they put those words in there just the right way. So I hope that helps someone out there, and excuse my singing. So then after we go through that, then we will try to go a little bit faster. So I say, okay guys, let's do it a little bit faster. So we'll sing it faster. And then after they've kind of gone through that a couple times, they're kind of bored with that. So I like to bring out my streamers. Now I bought these streamers from Walmart. I think like 8 of them were maybe $2. Super cheap. I'm all about being frugal. So let me show you those. So these are my little shaker. They're little ribbon twirlers, and they love to just, I say, let's go march around the class while we have our ribbon streamers. And like I said, they're super cheap, super easy to get. They were in the party section at Walmart. And so we will go through and we'll sing them as we walk around the class. And then I'll say, okay, let's march as we say it, and let's use our streamers. So we go through, and I love to use hand motions, but sometimes after 4 or 5 times, they're just bored. So I like to break it up. I want them to end class saying, man, I learned so much, and I had so much fun. So that is so important to me, and I want them to go home knowing that God loves them too. So I make it a point on every single thing we talk about science and everything else, how creative God is to make our bodies this way and to make animal cells and make plant cells. And so I just like to point it all back to Jesus. So then we will move on to Latin. And for Latin, I love to use the papers that I got from CC Connected. So CC Connected is full of wonderful resources. And so one of them is some file sharing. So I will share with you below the search I use. Now CC Connected is a paid program, so you have to sign up for them. But once you get that, there's so many awesome resources. So here are the sheets I was talking about. You might have seen these last week if you saw my video last week. So last week I used pointers to show all of these. So we went through and used pointers. And so this week I like to bring out my pointers again. The kids love this. We get our pointers out. I might have a silly hand. I might have a glove. You know, guys, I just pick out everything. I pick out animal figures. I pick out robots, anything that I can stuff in my bag. I have them close their eyes and they grab out a pointer and they get to come to the front of the class and point with me. And as they go along, our goal is to go faster and faster and faster until we are just saying them at the fastest rate we can. So we start out slow, the next time we go faster and faster, and then for the last 2 times, I like to bring out the song from our CC CD. So that's our Latin. So for fine arts, I found this one a long time ago for abstract art. And I loved it because I feel like it's something that they can do so easily. And I will share with you the website I found for this idea. It is so good. So what I like to do is I like to go through for fine arts to talk to them about abstract art. How abstract art is all about feelings. I love to check out books from the library and show them different examples of abstract art. And we can go through Kandinsky and some other ones that they will learn about during our fine arts study at CC. So it's good for them to get that early recognition of some great artists for abstract art. So first, before we do this picture, we go through and I use this book, Drawing with Children. Now there's a step-by-step guide in this book on abstract art. So they have you draw 3 lines, and I will leave, if you would like that, leave me a comment below and I will leave you the page number for that in this book. So we go through and it tells you like draw a circle, then draw a dot. And before we start this, I always go through our oils. So I have them remind me, what are our oils? We'll go through our 5 basic elements of shape. Then we'll go through this exercise in this book that they have for abstract art. And then I say, okay, you get a chance to color. I let them color theirs in for a few minutes, do their abstract art while they listen to classical music for about 5 to 6 minutes, and I'll set a timer. And then we'll start on this for the last 10 minutes of class. So for this, I like to have them start with drawing a line down the middle and a line through the side, and then we will go step by step on this picture. So it's so easy, so easy to use, so step by step. And we just go through each one. We talk about our elements. We start at the top and we end at the bottom. And I am not a good artist, and even I could do that. So I will send you the website below for where I found this idea, and you can see for yourself this great idea. So for review this week, what I love to do is musical chairs. So what's great about this is we can play our history songs, we can play our different songs for all of our memory work, and they're hearing it again. So they're going around their chairs and they're listening to their songs. So I think that's a double plus. And after that, we'll pull out each chair for musical chairs. And guys, I am not one that sticks with one game for the entire time, because by the end of 30 minutes, they're so done with that game. So I also like to play Tutor May I. Now, I've heard about this from somebody else. So they get at the back of the classroom and I ask them a review question together. They say it, and then we play Mother May I. But instead of using Mother May I, we use Tutor May I. So that's a fun way, especially in those small classrooms. They can be on one wall, you can be on the other. It's so easy. And guys, another one that I love to play, and I know this sounds so funny, but I love to bring a baseball bat, a foam bat, with a snowball, like one of those soft snowballs, because some of those boys can really hit the ball. So I had my son in one of my classes, and that was a little bit too much when I brought even a foam ball going through the classroom. So one of those snowballs, and they get to come up and hit after they say, answer their question. And then someone's catching the ball. They find that really fun, so just get creative. Also, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. Some of those games that kids love, you just tie that into tutoring. So I love to do that. And then for science, I'm going to do another video on science for hands-on science. So don't forget to subscribe so that you don't miss that video. Also, a shop that makes these wonderful t-shirts. They're for teachers, and they are just so awesome. And they also have these cool maps. Guys, I love my map. It's a vinyl map. It doesn't destroy. It's wonderful. So if you would like the link to that, I will link it below, and you will get your 5% discount. Also, I want to encourage you to visit my website at ashleyhowardteaches.com. So on my website, you can sign up for one-on-one consultation for homeschooling. So if you'd like to check that out, you can check out my website. Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you subscribe, and I will see you on week 5. As always, please leave comments below. I love to hear about how you are enjoying tutoring, if these videos are helping you. Guys, if you'll just smash that like button, that would be so amazing. I love to hear that people are hearing these videos and they're encouraging other people. Let me remind you, always point those kids towards Christ in everything that you say and do in your classes, and you will do awesome. Thank you so much. Goodbye.